Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. It's a new setup for me, so just want to make sure everything is good. It looks good on my side. Perfect. Thank you, TPS Miner. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. JRed, MC, Sparrow, Crypto. Let's see who else. Baldini says he'll be here in spirit, which probably means he's not really here. But anyway, glad you guys like the music. Pearl Rival, thanks for being here. Kyle Ross, John Germain, good old CC, appreciate it. TPS Miner. Oh, I got a lot of people here. Red Llama Crypto. Enjoyed watching you guys play Halo last night. That was definitely fun. Anyway, again, thanks for everybody for showing up. So a couple of topics tonight. Probably have to go back and look at my, I'm a little unorganized. I had a busy day today. I actually had the day off today, but got a lot of stuff done. But I remember the first thing I was going to cover was the Helium topic. So let's start on that. So basically with Helium, you have an issue with being too close to other people or too many people with Helium miners in the same area. But you can very easily actually fix your what they call transmit scale by moving your location virtually, even as little as less than 100 meters. And I'm going to go through an example tonight of one that I found in my area. And actually earlier today, I did it on mine. My transmit scale said that it should be 0.73, but it's not, it's 0.52. So I did some analysis and it looks like my location where it was showing was right on the border of two different hexes. So it was making it so that I think I was somehow losing some transmit scale based upon that. So I literally moved it like 50 meters to the northeast out of that particular hex. It was actually in the same one we're talking about here. I'm going to show you an example. This is not me, but let me show you an example. Oh, isn't that special? Okay. Bear with me here a second, guys. Why is it not showing? Oh, because it's window capture instead of display capture. Bear with me here, guys. Let me get the display capture in here. That works. And oh, interesting. Oh, because I got to do that. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So this is one in particular. Let me actually show you here. So if you're familiar with this screen, this is actually resolution 8. There's a lot more resolutions, but this is the one that's shown in the Miner as well as being shown on the Explorer. And it doesn't really show where you are within the hexagon. It just shows that you're in this hexagon and that's it. So when I click improve, because this one has a 0.36, it's a suboptimal transmit scale. When I click improve, I can come over here. Hold on a second. Can you turn that down? Okay, there we go. Sorry, my wife is watching in the other room, so wanted to make sure I didn't hear the echo. Anyway, do appreciate her watching though, and give me a few more watch hours. Definitely appreciate it. We'll be talking a little bit about her handiwork a little bit later, actually. So anyway, so this is Elegant Porcelain Unicorn. There are 3 different hotspots within this particular hex. And what this shows when you first pull it up, it shows your problem hex. This one's really a small hex. So when you scroll down, you can see this particular problem is in resolution 9. There's one too many, and that is significantly reducing the transmit scale. So very easy thing to do is all you have to do is go into your miner and move your unit ever so slightly. So if I look at edit placement and then I just move it to there, 84 meters, that's it. And as soon as I confirm that, it will show me what the new transmit scale would be by moving to there. Transmit scale changes to 0.73. Person doubles his transmit scale just by that small little change. So it's something to watch out for if you're looking to find out which resolution causes you to lose transmit scale. So when I looked at mine said all ones and had 0.73, but my actual transmit scale was 0.52. That's why I thought, okay, I need to move it off of that border because it might be just, it's just it's too close. I mean, I couldn't actually determine which one it was in. Hotspot, he determined it was in the other one, the one that would have it be 0.73, but mine wasn't. So anyway, it's probably going to take some time for me to see if it actually benefits from that. And one other thing to keep in mind though, if you change your location, these are really all just virtual locations, but you need to be close by where your location says it is. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of invalid witnesses. So you definitely don't want that. So you really want to keep track of this. And if you can move it just a little bit, I mean, if you're resolution 4, but you just happen to be lucky enough to be, really close to the border to put yourself in a different one, that would be great. Now we look at resolution 4 here. I think that will do it. Yeah. Yeah. Resolution 4, this person's nowhere near the edge. So there's just absolutely no way to change your resolution 4 location. So, but if you have, resolution 8, 9, or 10, that's going to be really important for you to look to see if you can change your location ever so slightly to put yourself in a different hex. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. I'm hoping that mine improves by making the small little change. Oh, the last thing I wanted to mention also was that it does cost $10 and some odd cents to make the change, but if it's going to lead to increased profits, well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. So, and in this person's case, it would be huge. This person actually isn't doing too badly. They're making about a quarter helium a day. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. I actually looked at Big Woolly's to see if there was something that he could do, but no, there was nothing he could do to improve his, because his transmit scale, his region 4, what did they call it again? His resolution 4 had way too many, and that's what was killing him. His resolution 4 transmit scale was 0.34. So nothing he could do there. Anyway, any questions about that? Hey, Sparrow Crypto, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Sandman, thanks for coming. If you have a question, please tag me. I am going to. Oh, Sparrow Crypto. Yeah, that'll, if you're anywhere near other hotspots, yeah, putting yourself up on a 200-foot tower, that's going to help a lot. No question. Yeah, there is a limit. So it's hard to say. So yes, they limit you to 9 dB. You should not go any higher than that. But if you have a lot of hotspots near you, don't get a 9 dB antenna, because what ends up happening is you have, I have a couple of hotspots. I have a 6 dB antenna. I have a couple of hotspots near me where the signal strength is too good, and therefore they are invalid. So if you are shooting them with too strong of a signal and they're shooting back with too strong of a signal, it'll be invalid. So basically what you end up doing is, yeah, you'll reach a further distance, but you'll overshoot everybody around you. So something to keep in mind. It's kind of a happy medium. The 6 dB antenna is a good all-around antenna. If you have a lot of hotspots near you, it's either 0 or 3 dB. You know, the stock antenna might do well, but probably the 3 dB is probably going to be a good one for that. But again, depends on a lot of different things. So in my particular situation, I am in flat suburban Illinois area. So, and I'm at a higher elevation than most others around me. You know, if we go southwest, everything goes down from there. That goes down towards the river. Going up towards the the northeast, which is where I'm facing, it does go up a little bit, but that's where more of the hotspots are. So I'm getting more witnesses by, I'm putting it in a window. I haven't figured out exactly how I would put it on the roof. I've got vaulted ceilings and it would require a lot of extra work. And considering I'm getting anywhere from 0.3 to 0.4 helium a day, I'm calling it good at this point. Got a lot of other things going on. So, but yeah, I know people that have put them on the roofs and do very well when they put them on the roofs. So anyway, so TBS Miner asks, what does challenged beaconer mean? So if you have, it says challenge beaconer, basically you have transmitted a request to another hotspot. Now, how does that happen? I don't know, but that's basically you are challenging another hotspot to send a beacon. And then when they send the beacon, you share in some of the rewards. So I'm sure if you have a hotspot, you see where you send a beacon. Well, there's somebody that has challenged you. So again, I don't know all the ins and outs, but that's generally how it works. So if you see challenged beacon and you see like China, like, wow, I reached China with my unit. Well, not exactly. You sent that request over the internet. So actually, Baldini actually, he challenged a beacon to somebody within Illinois, and he's like, oh wow, look at how far my unit got. I'm like, no, sorry, that was a challenge beacon, not an actual witness. So anyway, I'm still learning the ins and outs of this as well. I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping that I'll see an increase in my transmit scale by the change I made today. Excuse me. Any other questions about this before I move on to the next topic? And please don't forget to tag me in with your question. Yeah, I actually have the McGill 6 dB antenna. That's the one I have. Now, because mine was only a 2 meter run, well, actually, it would have only been a 1 meter run, but the 1 meter was sold out, so I got a 2 meter run of the LMR 240. But because it's only 6 feet, a little over 6 feet, doesn't really have a lot of loss. I've thought about maybe at some point replacing it with the LMR 400 to see if it makes a difference, but I haven't done the calculation to see how much extra signal I'm actually losing out on as a result. So, okay, well, moving on to the next topic, and we can revisit this later on. So a lot of changes in the old farm. So got a new graphics card today. I got a 3070 Ti today from the EVGA Q. Pretty much probably going to be my last card from the queue based on the other cards I have still in the queue. They're the gaming cards, or basically the ones that end in a 3 or the one that ends in a 1 that they haven't been manufacturing for months. So pretty sure this is the last one, but it definitely fills out the old farm. So this is the way my farm looks now. I've got a Raptorium CPU mining farm, or CPU mining rig, with two 580 4 gigs on it. So that one was actually sitting upstairs in the den. I just moved that downstairs today. I was waiting for a C13 to C14 cable. actually found a listing on Amazon that was incorrect. It said it was a 16 gauge wire, but it was actually an 18 gauge wire or cable. And so I had to return that one. I actually returned that today, but I had ordered a while ago based on actually 56's recommendation, a 14 gauge, very good price on a 14 gauge C13 to C14. So that came in a few days ago. So moved that down to the basement today, moved a 3060 Ti out of the rig that had all my other 3070 Ti's in it so that I could install the 3070 Ti in that rig, and then move that one into my other rig that's kind of half LHR and half non-LHR cards. So anyway, so this one, like I said, is the 580s and the 5950. And then I've got RebTech, which is all non-LHR cards. I have my RebTech 2, which is all LHR cards. So this has 6 3070 Ti's and 2 3060 Ti's. Then rig 1 is 1 1660 Ti. And then you can tell by these that they show the memory. Those are all AMD cards, which is 6 5700 XTs BIOS modded, and then 1 5600 XT that's BIOS modded as well. And then last but not least, this is kind of my mutt rig. I've got my 4 NVIDIA FE cards on it, as well as a 1660 Ti and 3 3060 Ti's. So pretty much this is all I'm going to be able to fit on a 30 amp circuit. As you can see here, it shows about 5,000 kilowatts. Now these are both RebTech, so these don't add a lot of extra power, but basically you're looking at probably about an extra 300 on this one and an extra 100 on each of these two. So basically add it 5,400. The limit, the 80% limit on a 30 amp circuit is just over 5,700 watts. So yeah, we are tapped out on that 30 amp circuit, and generally want to keep it centralized in the house. Although when my daughter comes home, she'll be mining on her computer as well. Plus I've got 3 different computers around the house that are also adding another about 130, 140 mega hash to that, because I got two 3060 version 1s mining on the beta driver or development driver, as well as 3070 in my current computer, the one I'm streaming on right now. So anyway, that's what changes there. Now the other thing that changed was, and I know that Chump Change talked about it a little bit, but was adding a fan into the window where the window was in the basement. So what we had done, if you can see down here below, you can see that there's a screen. So I got an adjustable screen and put a box fan in the window, which worked well until it got cold. And then there was just too much cold streaming in that window, where it was great. It was like 72 degrees down here when it was like, 20 degrees outside. But the problem is that, yeah, then this thing's not really heating the house, which is what I'd like to have it do. So with this, it has shutters on it, and basically I have it hooked up to a sensor and able to set that thermostat at when this thing kicks on and off. So let me show you a few other pictures. That's not what I wanted to show you. That's not what I want to show you. There we go. There's a little bit closer look at it, but let me come back to this picture. So the window is behind the unit that my wife built. So this particular window, she just made a piece of wood that was the exact same size. Let me, okay. And then, oh, here we go. This was the picture I was looking for. So you can see on the right-hand side, there's the cutout that she cut out in order to get the fan through the actual piece of wood, and then she bolted it to the piece of wood. And then it literally just went in exactly like the window does. And then once we got it in, it wasn't going to stay, but, sorry, let me go back to this one. You can see that there's a latch directly in the middle of this window. What we discovered later on was that there's actually 3 holes for latches. So we just moved the latch to the side, just because it was easier to attach there. And basically it's just like a standard, little deadbolt for a door in a house, and just basically put that in and it holds it in place, and it does great. I mean, you go over there and there is no cold coming in from the outside. The louvers work great in keeping the cold out. And so it basically heats the house to when it gets colder and colder and colder, it's still heating the house because it's not letting all of that cold air in. Now, I do have a window across the basement that is open, so that when this fan kicks on, it pulls that cold air in. And it's been working great. It's really been working great. I need to get a affiliate link for this fan and put it in the description. I will do that after I'm done with the live stream. But yeah, this fan actually, thanks to 56, I was looking for a fan. I was looking at fans that were much larger than this. You can see that this window could have accepted definitely a 14-inch fan, because this is a 12-inch fan. And that would have gotten me about another 200 to 300 cubic feet per minute CFM. And but it's absolutely not needed. This thing would have been turning on and off every, I don't know, it would have turned off in 20 seconds. It would have moved so much air. This one at least stays on for a little while, then turns off, stays on for a little while, then turns off. Obviously, the warmer it is outside, the longer it stays on, but it moves plenty of air, and does a much better job than the box fan did. Even though the box fan had a better CFM rating to it, it just had to push too hard through that screen. And because it's adjustable and it didn't adjust very far, it's blowing through 2 screens. So again, it worked, but this works much better. All right, let me check to see what kind of questions you guys may have. So going back, 56 thought the transmit scale had to do with oversaturation in the sector hex. Well, there's different sector hexes. It's different resolution levels of those hexes, and they all have a different amount. So like resolution 10, it's only 1. Resolution 9 is only 1, or maybe 2. I know resolution 8, you can have up to 3 and not have it affect you. So I have 3 in my sector and I'm fine. And then you keep going up and it changes to a higher and higher and higher number. But a lot of people run into problems, especially when you're near a major metropolitan area. Sector 4 or resolution 4 is where you run into problems. All right, let me go down. So the shutters are just gravity. They're not electronic, they're just manual. So when the air stops moving, they just flap closed. Anonymous Miner, thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Midwest Miner, same to you. Oh, nice. Yeah, that fan is awesome. I read some differing reviews on some of the iLiving fans, and it sounded like the bigger the fan got, the more likely the fan may be out of balance, which I guess makes sense. It's the bigger a fan is, the harder it is to make it in balance. So again, it makes sense, but the 12-inch fan got great reviews. I didn't see any issues with it, and I'm happy with it. It thing goes on and it just hums. There are no issues with it at all. Now, if you notice, I'm using a different, the thing actually came with the ability to change the speed of the fan. I am not doing that currently. I may end up going to that because that has its own built-in thermostat. So haven't done that yet because I need to get an extension cord for it so that I can basically mount it similar to the way this one is. Anyway, I have to play with that, but I haven't touched that one yet. I just decided to plug it into this thermostat instead. Let's see here. There is a supernova going on behind me. Oh, sorry. I was thinking supernova as in the Raptorium mining pool. But yes, that is a beacon of light behind us. We just got a brand new Christmas tree after our, I don't know, 25-year-old tree. Just finally, it was losing more needles than it had on the tree every time we pulled it out of the box. So it was time. So we got a new tree, and this thing has 3,000 lights on it. Yeah, it's bright, very bright. Probably have to put a dimmer on that thing. Let's see here. Do you have a photo of what that looks like outside? So on mine, there really isn't. You don't really see it from the outside because mine is in a window well. So the only thing you see is the cover to the window well, and I have bricks holding up the edge of the window well. My wife actually basically worked that out and basically got it so where the top of the window well has mesh and screen over it to keep the critters out. And then the bricks go on top of that. And then the cover that we had that used to go over the top of the window well, but wouldn't obviously allow air out. That's now on top of the bricks. So basically with this fan going, it's like a dryer vent. I mean, it's strong. So yeah, the only thing you're going to notice from the outside is a little bit of sound, as well as once we have snow on the ground. Yeah, it'll look a little strange because there won't be any snow around that window well. So that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, and I've got an HOA as well. So like I said, for mine, you know, we're friends with all of our neighbors. You're not going to hear it from the street. Person next door to me on each side knows like what I'm doing. So yeah, they don't have a problem with it. Why are the first versions, this is per rival, why are the first version of the Helium miners not netting the same profits as newer models? I had not heard that. I honestly don't know. Like I said, I had not heard that. Yeah, if you've got shoot me a DM. I can maybe cover this on a future live stream. But yeah, if you have an article or something that talks about that, shoot me an article. Shoot me the link to the article. I'd love to hear about that. The Noobster, thanks for coming. What is our room size you are in there? I'm not sure what you mean by our room size you are in there. Are you talking about the mining, the size of the room I'm in right now? Or are you talking about the basement where my mining rigs are at? Because basically my mining rigs are in the corner of the basement, but it's in a very, you know, we don't have the basement separated into rooms. It's basically just one big room. We do have some closets and laundry room and a bathroom down there, but yeah, the main living area, this is in the main living area in the basement. Let's see. Anonymous Miner, I have more fans not only for the balance issue, but if one fails, I'm not down a huge amount of my CFM. In my case, 25% loss. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a real good point. We'll have to see what the summer brings. I do have the screen and the box fan as a backup. I'm not even really sure I need the screen so much because of the screen above. So anyway, we'll have to see how that goes. A good thing is generally you can get things really quick from Amazon as a replacement. So, I mean, really this year I had the air conditioning running like 24/7, keeping the house cool. Not a great idea. Don't recommend it. So next summer will definitely be better having this fan. We'll definitely be able to keep the air flowing in the basement, which will do a much better job of keeping the upstairs cool instead of heating it with everything in the basement. Let's see if anybody else has tagged it. What can't you find, Baldini? I guess I missed that. My ears were ringing. Yeah, I was talking about something having to do with your Helium miner. Now I can't even remember what I mentioned. Yeah, thanks, MC. Oh, you can't find the like button. Yeah, thanks, Baldini. Appreciate that. I am sure you can find the like button. I have no doubt. So anyway, alrighty. There was something else I was going to mention about changes. Oh, that was the other thing. So I changed